Every major music award show has a room full of industry people deciding who wins. A committee, a panel, a group of professionals who have spent decades inside the industry and who use that experience to determine who deserves recognition. The Grammys, the Latin Grammys, the Billboard Music Awards, the AMAs, all of them committees, all of them industry insiders making decisions about which artists the industry wants to celebrate. The Webby Awards are different. Shh, turn the volume up, but keep it low. This is Rap Deepest Secrets, the one place the labels can't control, exposing the codes, the cover-ups, the real cost of fame. Now back to the video. The Webby Awards are decided by the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences, a body of over 3,000 professionals from the actual internet, designers, developers, creators, journalists, executives, people who do not work inside the music industry, but who live inside the internet and understand better than anyone how influence actually moves on it. And then, separately, there is a People's Voice category, voted on by the public, by the actual internet, by the people who scroll, share, engage, comment, repost, and build communities around the things that actually matter to them. Bad Bunny has just been nominated at the 30th Annual Webby Awards, not by the music industry, by the internet. And the two categories he is nominated in are the ones that should be making everyone in music pay very close attention. Do not go anywhere. Before anything else, context, because the Webbies deserve more explanation than they typically get in music coverage circles. The Webby Awards have been running for 30 years. 30 years. That means they started in 1996, when the internet was dial-up, when websites were a novelty, when nobody had any idea that the thing being born in those early years of online connectivity would eventually become the most powerful cultural distribution system that human civilization has ever produced. The Webbies have been watching and measuring that evolution every single year since the beginning. They cover everything: artificial intelligence, viral marketing, social media, podcasts, digital creators, music videos, film and television online, technology, games, health, news and politics. Everything that lives on the internet and shapes how people think, feel, connect, and consume. This is not a niche award. This is not an industry-specific recognition that only matters inside one professional bubble. This is the award that looks at the internet, all of it in all its complexity, and says, these are the people who shaped how it moved this year. And Bad Bunny has been nominated at the 30th anniversary ceremony, the milestone one, the one that marks 3 decades of the internet being taken seriously as a cultural force. Not a coincidence. Here are the 2 categories: Best Partnership or Collaboration, Social Features, and Best Community or Fan Engagement, Media and Entertainment, Social Features. Read those again because they are specific, and specificity in award nominations is always telling you something. Best Partnership or Collaboration is not about the music. It is not about the streams. It is not about the Grammy or the chart positions or the Billboard rankings. It is about what Bad Bunny built with someone else online, what he co-created, what collaboration he was part of that was significant enough to the internet that the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences said this one deserves recognition. Best Community or Fan Engagement is even more specific and potentially even more significant because this category is not asking whether Bad Bunny's music is commercially successful. It is not asking whether his numbers are impressive. It is asking whether the relationship between Bad Bunny and his audience, the actual, living, ongoing relationship between this artist and the people who follow him online, is exceptional. Whether it is the kind of engagement that the internet itself recognizes as something different from standard celebrity fan dynamics, whether the community built around this Puerto Rican artist who sings entirely in Spanish is doing something online that the rest of the music world should be studying. The Webbies are saying yes, that community is nominated. That engagement is worthy of recognition. at the 30th anniversary in New York City on May 11th. Here is the detail about the Webby Awards that nobody who covers music ever stops to appreciate. Winners are given exactly 5 words for their acceptance speech. 5. Not 5 minutes, not 5 paragraphs, not a career retrospective delivered to a room of peers while an orchestra waits to play them off the stage. 5 words. The Webbys are famous for this, legendary even, because what 5 words forces is something that most award speeches never achieve: clarity. You cannot ramble in 5 words. You cannot deflect in 5 words. You cannot say nothing while appearing to say something in 5 words. 5 words forces honesty. 5 words forces precision. 5 words reveals exactly what the person holding the award actually wants the world to know at the moment of recognition. Some of the most famous 5-word speeches in Webby history have said more about their subjects than entire interviews could have. If Bad Bunny wins, and the categories he is nominated in are the exact kind of categories where his presence and his community give him a genuine case. 5 words. What does a man who has spent his entire career saying everything he needed to say in Spanish on his own terms, without permission, what does that man say in 5 words when the internet officially recognizes him? That is the question, and it is worth waiting for the answer. Stop right there, because what comes next is the part of this nomination story that most coverage is completely missing. The part about what these specific categories reveal about how Bad Bunny operates online, and why the internet's recognition of his community and his collaborations is actually more telling than any music industry award he has ever received. This is Rap Deepest Secrets, the channel that reads between the lines of every announcement, every nomination, every ceremony, and finds the layer where the real story is living. If this video is changing how you see a Webby nomination, subscribe right now. Hit the button, turn on notifications, because this channel does this to every story it covers. Subscribe, then finish watching. The next section is the one that reframes everything. Here is what makes the Webby nominations different from every other award Bad Bunny has received or been nominated for. The Grammys are decided by music professionals. The Billboard charts are driven by streaming data and radio play, infrastructure that has historically been built to amplify certain kinds of artists over others. The Webbys are decided by the internet itself, and the internet does not have a genre bias. The internet does not have a language hierarchy. The internet does not have an industry committee that quietly decides which cultural outputs deserve mainstream amplification and which ones are better kept in their regional lane.
The internet just watches. It tracks what spreads. It measures what people actually choose to engage with, share, comment on, save, and build communities around, versus what they scroll past. And what the internet has been watching for years, across platforms, across languages, across borders, is Bad Bunny. His collaborations spreading to corners of the internet that have no institutional reason to care about a Puerto Rican reggaeton artist. His fan communities operating with a level of organization, creativity, and sustained dedication that most artists would pay a full social media team to manufacture, and his fans deliver organically, because the connection is real. The Webby nomination in community and fan engagement is not a surprise to anyone who has spent time on any corner of the internet where Bad Bunny's audience lives. But it is a formal acknowledgement from a 30-year-old institution that has been measuring internet excellence since the dial-up era, that what this community does is exceptional by any standard. That is not a music industry statement. That is the internet recognizing itself in this artist, and that recognition is a different kind of powerful. Step back, because the Webby nomination does not exist in isolation. This year alone, Bad Bunny won the Grammy for Album of the Year, first predominantly Spanish-language album to ever receive that honor. He became the first Latin artist to have 30 songs individually cross 1 billion streams on Spotify. He is 2 songs away from the all-time streaming record across every genre on the platform. He He made $66 million in a single year without releasing a new album. He won a copyright lawsuit and pursued the people who filed it for nearly $500,000 in legal fees. His Tokyo concert is becoming a full Spotify concert film. A Luxembourg producer won 2 Hollywood Music Video Awards for his Nueve Yol video. He walked first into a Lego World Cup campaign alongside Drake, Taylor Swift, and Lisa. London is getting 2 consecutive nights at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in June 2026. And now, the Webby Awards. 2 nominations: Community, Collaboration, the Internet's own recognition system. The 30th Anniversary Ceremony, New York City. Each one of these events is a data point, and the data points are forming a picture of an artist who was not just commercially dominant, not just